This is a video about a country called
Kyrgyzstan.
Oh.
Kyrgyzstan?
Maybe.
Kazakhstan.
There you go. The one with the name that looks as though somebody smacked their hand all over the keyboard, which can be found on a map next to other countries with funny names like
Kazakhstan, Tajikistan, Afghanistan, Pakistan, Turkmenistan, Uzbekistan, Azerbaijan, Kazakhstan.
But yeah, anyways, that Kyrgyzstan. Its area is 77,181 square miles,
About the size of 8.3 New Hampshires.
or roughly the size of South Dakota.
No way.
Kyrgyzstan is bordered by, to the north it's bordered by Kazakhstan, and by the southeast it's by China, and by the southwest, Tajikistan. I like that sign better. And to the west, Uzbekistan. And over here is the largest city, Bishkek, which is also the capital. Kyrgyzstan climate-wise is, to the south it ranges from a dry continental climate to polar climate, kind of like New England all the way to northern Alaska. And to the west it has a subtropical climate, kind of like California, a little bit deserty. And to the north it has a temperate climate, kind of like Europe, you know, the continental US. Very nice. There are two official languages in Kyrgyzstan. One of them is Kyrgyz, which is used on a day-to-day basis and is a derivative of the Turkish language. The other is Russian, which came to prominence during Kyrgyzstan's Soviet era and is used more on an official level. Kyrgyzstan has quite a few ethnic groups making up its population. 72.6% is the Kyrgyz ethnic group. They are the Turkic-Mongol people of a traditional livelihood of pastoral nomadism. 14.4% is the Uzbeks ethnic group. The Uzbeks are Turkic-Iranian peoples, primarily from Uzbekistan. 6.4% of the population is comprised of Russians that came during the Soviet rule to manage government and other duties. And last but not least, 1.1% is made up by the Dungan ethnic group. Despite the small percentage, Kyrgyzstan has the highest population of these peoples. The Dungan are Muslim people of Chinese origin. They are truly a reflection of Kyrgyzstan's cultural crossroad of where Asia meets the Middle East. Kyrgyzstan's name literally means the word 40 and the word land combined together, like 40 land. And the 40 is a Turkish word, Kyrk, and land is a Persian word, stan. So you put them together, what do you get? You get is it pizza? Kyrgyzstan. Over the years, decades, centuries, eons and epochs, Kyrgyzstan has had many different names, seeing that it lies in such a corner of the world where different walks of nomadic culture blend, from Turkey, Persia, and Mongolia. And in the 20th century, it's ruled by the Soviet Union and communist regimes. Kyrgyzstan's first name under communist rule was the Kyrgyz Autonomous Oblast. And then in 1925, they decided to call it the Kyrgyz Autonomous Oblast. And then they changed their mind again in 1926. And it was just known as the Kyrgyz ASR.
Autonomous Soviet Socialist Republic.
In 1936, 10 years later, they're like, hey, we're going to call this the Kyrgyz Soviet Socialist Republic.
They got rid of the word autonomous.
And in 1991, with the fall of the Soviet Union, Kyrgyzstan gained its independence.
Nice.
And was then known as the Republic of Kyrgyzstan,
Cool.
which it is still known as now. But, you know, to make things easy, we just call it Kyrgyzstan.
Kyrgyzstan.
Yeah.
$1 USD is equal to 61 Kyrgyz dollars. Its government is a unitary parliamentary republic. Kyrgyzstan's population is about 5,895,100 people. Major religions in Kyrgyzstan are Islam,
and Russian Orthodox.
I don't like making assumptions like this, but I don't think Kyrgyzstan has any famous people you would know of.
Kyrgyzstan's natural resources are composed of precious minerals such as coal, gold, uranium, and antimony. Thanks. Metallurgy is an important industry in Kyrgyzstan. You could say that it rocks.
Although Kyrgyzstan is a fairly modern country, there are still some backwards traditions. One of such traditions is bride kidnapping, as seen from clips from a Vice documentary on the subject matter. Hopefully one day the Kyrgyz people will abandon these practices. But regardless, Kyrgyzstan is rich in nomad culture and history. Despite borders and boundaries dividing up our world, and just slapping on names to places where people just happen to live, we can't forget that we're all in this together. You know, this big old rock, vacuum of space. But yeah, anyways, this is a presentation about Kyrgyzstan.